In the 1960s, while attending the University of Louisville in Kentucky, Carla L. Ruckert joined an experimental channeling group that was being led by physics professor and paranormal researcher Don Elkins. In the early 1970s, she partnered with Don to form LL Company, which eventually became LL Research, dedicated to further their studies into paranormal activity. In December of 1980, researcher Jim McCarty joined forces with Carla and Don. 3 weeks later, the raw contact began.
I am raw. I have not spoken through this instrument. We had to wait until she was precisely tuned as we send a narrow band vibration. We greet you in the love and in the light of our infinite Creator.
The Law of One, or the raw material, is a channeled text that came through in the early 1980s from a group of UFO researchers who had been spending the better part of over a decade researching the phenomenon of UFOs and extraterrestrials, which at that time was very active. And this group of about 12 people somehow came to the conclusion, very rightly, that if we want to really know or understand these beings that are appearing on our planet, we need to be more interested in their philosophy and their spirituality than their science and their technology. And so Don Elkins came up with the idea of using the art of channeling as a means of communication, that these beings, whatever they are, they must be able to communicate through thought. And it was many, many years later, after working with Don Elkins and Jim McCarty in this group, that she was actually trying to help teach a student how to channel one evening. And while she was teaching how to get into the channeling state, a contact came through. And it identified itself as a being named Ra of a 6-density social memory complex, to which they didn't really have an understanding of what that meant at the time.
I greet you in the love and the light of our